Can I get... All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Hi. Hello. Hope you are doing well. I am Raymond. I am a nomad. I'm just temporarily living in a house. These are some things that I miss about being on the road. So living in a house, I kind of miss the ability to move around in a sense of like get a different change of scenery. Going from my room to the closet or from my room to the kitchen is not exactly the ideal scenery that I want, but you know, and I kind of miss the spontaneous of like adventure, like where am I going to be today kind of thing. And it's like it does get a little bit predictable for my routine. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna go to work, and I'm gonna come back home, rather than I'm gonna wake up, go to work, and then travel around a bit, maybe go to the park, or go find a camping spot, go do this, go do that. As being inside of a vehicle, living inside of a vehicle, I'm obviously outdoors and doing all that, and just makes it where I'm a little bit more social on that aspect. Being in a house, I don't really talk to a whole lot of people. Mostly watching TV or playing video games or playing with Lacey or sleeping, something of that nature. Something that I definitely miss, comparing living in a house versus my vehicle, is that connection with nature. Miss, like sleeping under the stars kind of feeling, like, you're free and open, and that connection with nature, which, actually having your feet in the grass and, being grounded, so to speak, rather than sleeping and being in a bed all day or chair, or walking around indoors kind of feeling like a little trapped inside. So I think I just miss nature. Whenever I was out in Arizona, tons of nature, a lot of dirt, a lot of sand, but tons of nature. And even when I lived in Texas, I was up at the lake all the time, and water and trees and the wind and the sunshine, and it was just nice compared to rather being in a house and being, surrounded by walls and all that. And yeah, it's just different. Being in a house definitely makes it a lot easier to accumulate things. I have been accumulating a few things. Like now I have a TV that I didn't have before, and when I go back into the rig, into the Xterra, I will have to either get rid of the TV, donate the TV, or somehow acclimate it into the Xterra, which compared to like a 40-inch flat screen in a house doesn't really seem all that big, but when you put it inside of a smaller vehicle, even a van, it eventually becomes like really massive. So especially inside an SUV, which I do plan on moving back into here in a little while. Just waiting for the weather to cool down so I can start working on it. But yeah, it's big difference when you're trying to, when you got a big house, you can fill with stuff, compared to living in a vehicle of any size where you're basically putting like the necessities, and you only have so much room to put stuff. So that's been a little bit of a change, you know. Plus I have a chair now that I really like, and I would like to get a van and keep that chair because it's really comfy and really interesting to do. So, but yeah, it's definitely the challenges are something that I miss when living nomad life and all that. You know, the struggle of like finding a place to park. Where am I going to shower? Where's my water coming from? Am I in a safe spot to where I can open up and cook from the outside? You know, especially in a smaller SUV kind of thing. I can cook inside with the flame and all that, but it kind of poses a little bit of a risk of the flame. That's why I haven't. I ended up getting an air fryer and a bigger battery system. And then again, that as well, the struggle of electricity. You know, in a house, you just plug right in. You know, here in the world, in the outside, you have to provide your own electricity, and you know, constantly be checking on your power to make sure that you know, you're not running low, and if you are, you better find ways of charging it quick and be sustainable on your own, rather than like relying on modern day society, or you know, systems such as like the electric company, the water company, and stuff like that. Rather just kind of be on my own. It makes it it makes it more fun, makes it like, you know, wouldn't say necessarily like survival mode or anything like that, but it does make it kind of fun, where it's like, what'd you do today? Oh, well, me, shoot, man, I had to make sure my solar was charged, and you know, I had to find a place to go to the bathroom, and you know, I had to actually get out and cook my own meals, and you know, and had to, you know, do this and that, and you know, people are like, what? Oh yeah, I live in my car. Oh, okay, that's weird. But you know, I just miss that. You know, it's been a few months since I've had to do all that on the regular, at least. And I am getting a little too comfortable, I think, being in the house. And now that I have a cat, that's going to present a challenge in itself, to keeping Lacey nice and cool and relaxed in the Xterra. And that's something we're slowly going to be getting her transitioned into. But first, I got to get this thing gutted out, which for the most part it is. We just got to get the rest of the stuff out, clean it up from all the dirt and dust from when I was in Arizona, and then start building. Something that does get me every single day is, although I am stationary in a house and all that, my mind is on the level of being a nomad, and I'm constantly traveling in my head. I miss the open road. I enjoy the company that I have of where I'm at right now. I miss traveling and seeing, you know, new places and all that. And like I said, being where I'm at is great, especially staying cool during the summer and everything. It's fantastic. And it's great for Lacey, you know, because she has to stay that way. But it's more along the lines of like, okay, yeah, my mind's going stir crazy, especially when I'm at work and I'm just sitting there, you know, staring at a screen, when I'm like, oh, man, I'd rather be outside right now. But you know, you have to work and you have to make money. So if you've ever lived in your vehicle and then transitioned over to a house or to being stationary, what do you miss about nomad life compared to, you know, where you're at? You know, let me know, you know, your thoughts on this. Like, are you like me where you're like, your thoughts are constantly like on the road, or are you more like, here I am, this is what it is kind of thing? Speaking of which, that's another difference. I slept way better in my vehicle than I do in the house. For some reason, sleeping in a house messes with my brain. Like, but when I'm in my vehicle, I rarely woke up as far as like in the middle of the night or anything, but I'm constantly waking up, and it's just, you know, some people think I'm crazy for that, but anyways, I do have a trip planned. Hopefully everything goes all right at the end of September, which I'm kind of keeping on the down low because I don't really know if I'm going to be able to go. I should be able to go, but we'll find out. But with that being said, I'm working on stickers, I'm working on t-shirts, hoodies, all that kind of stuff. It just takes money, and I'm really trying not to deviate from my budget and all of that. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next video. Bye.